All right, hello, Riven mains and Yasuo mains alike. League It to Me podcast, season 1, episode 3,
Yeah,
with my co-host Hedgie. Gosh, how are you doing, man?
absolutely fantastic. Couldn't be better.
Oh gosh, you almost got the prediction right when you said Cloud9 3-0. I was like, he's gonna be right. I was like, oh my goodness.
Walking in on
And
Open Nexus, and I was like, yes, I am a genius.
you're like, I've ascended to greatness, and then they throw the biggest lead of the whole split. Only Cloud9 can do that.
No, no, of course, of course.
Oh, you're like, wait, you're like, I was so close.
Yeah, come on, man. Don't pull a. Was it 2 years ago? I think against Dignitas, like pretty much the exact same thing happened. They like threw on the Nexus turrets.
But in that series, I kind of expected to lose. This one, I expect, like, you can't be that close to a Nexus turret and then throw it. Like, I knew that they weren't going to lose the series because they were just like the objectively better team.
Yeah.
Because of just the first two games. When I rewatched them both, because I had literally just got off work and I watched the first two games like super, super quick because it said the scoreline was 2-0. And I was like, okay. I mean, nothing we already didn't predict. So I watched the games and I was like, wait a minute, they just lane swapped. What the I was like, oh god, they're actually trolling on stage. I was like, okay. And then game 3 happened and I was like, okay, it's literally over. I was like, okay, let's just go home now. And then bam.
Yeah.
They wanted to play more games.
Yeah, I think in that series, I just think CLG kind of threw the gauntlet. Like I think they were a bit nervous. I think they were a bit scared, and kind of made a very risky decision that's not going to work much of the time by swapping lanes with the Syndra. And Syndra's not a top laner. Like even into GP, like GP's not a strong laner, and Syndra should probably win that matchup. But clearly, I keep saying Pobelter, PoE, didn't really know how to lane into a GP, and Licorice did get a solo kill, so that was kind of insane.
I think if we're just going off that series, Licorice, he played out of his mind. I think he just kind of showed why he was the best top laner in North America. Like a lot of people think I'm biased when I say that. I'm really not. He's truly, I think, one of the best North American top laners that we've ever had,
100%.
Just in general.
No, 100%.
Now, Darshan could have him beat. I'm just kidding.
He's not even in the NLCS yet. No,
Oh my goodness. It's how did I feel about this series? Everything went pretty much according to plan, except I feel like that CLG in just looking at Power of Evil, I felt like he was just mentally defeated after those first two games. Like even when they were winning, it didn't feel like he was mentally in the games anymore. Kind of just felt like him and Wiggly just like checked out.
Yeah, I think he really struggled, and I think Svenskeren and Niski just kind of dominated the series. I mean, like Licorice played insane. Even Sneaky and Zazel played a lot better than they usually do. I think they really stepped up a bit as well. I think they were pretty solid. They didn't int or anything like that, which they've done throughout the season a bit. But yeah, I think Svenskeren and Niski were just really amazing, and I think Sven again obviously won the MVP, and I think he deserved it, particularly after that series coming in and having a really, really solid performance. And I think Niski played out of his mind as well, and I think he's really developed as well. But yeah, just the early game I think was a key for C9. I think they won every early game except game 4, but yeah, they just dominated the early game, and CLG couldn't really do anything against that.
I think they slightly won the early game, but it was in a different fashion. Like a couple of the solo laners were winning. Like Licorice won his early game, I think, hard enough to the point where Ruin was non-existent. And Niski's early game was okay. I think what kind of messed it up was the 2v2 kill that Wiggly and Power of Evil got over them. I think that's what kind of screwed him over just for a little bit. Yeah. I didn't feel like the early game was bad. I just didn't feel like it was as dominant as the other games.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Licorice did destroy that matchup up top, and I think he kind of dominated that matchup all series. But yeah,
dude, oh my god, his side lane pressure. When I saw him just completely, he was just quietly just wrecking Ruin like just the entire series. Like Ruin literally was outclassed. I was like, oh my goodness, what has Licorice got possessed by Ultra Instinct or something?
Yeah, I think overall C9 played really well, and I think their early game dominance was a key. Probably the main thing that was bad about the play throughout the series was actually they took a few awkward fights. There was one particularly in game 4 when they kind of engaged and the Kled ult was coming in, but they kind of I think I'm not sure who it was, but Svenskeren or Niski, I think, died before Licorice got there, so it was kind of an awkward fight. Even the fight on the Nexus turret when Zazel Black Shields Aatrox and probably just should have backed off there and played the safe game. And even when Baron was up, and C9 chose to take a fight in the red side jungle of CLG when they could have just backed off and done the Baron. I think there was a few kind of awkward fights, and hopefully they don't make those mistakes against TL. But I think it was just a bit of overconfidence. They just thought they could win.
Yeah, I remember that fight it was in the mid lane.
Yeah.
Kledal came through. Svenskeren was coming in with his Gragas, body slam, flash alt, right? Is that how you do it? Body slam, E flash, right? Yeah. He came in with that. The issue with that fight was that I think they lost it in terms of Licorice should have came above Sneaky. And the Sneaky should have been behind him. Not like getting tracked by the Kledal because he could have just ulted himself because he was Sivir. I feel like they should have just let Licorice go in front and then they just do their front to back team fight. I didn't like how they just split up. Like, why would you just randomly split up? Because they know that CLG's comp could have just easily picked them off if they just got like isolated from that. And then after that, the Baron fight you talked about, I don't know if they could have won that one, even if they played it differently because they didn't even kill Power of Evil. And then Stixxay was, both of them were like so far in the back, they didn't even see them. I don't even think they even had vision on them, did they?
I think it was, I was talking about the fight when they kind of went into the red side jungle and then died, and then CLG did the Baron afterwards.
Yeah, I remember. I used to think they were going to win that one either. They took a few overconfident fights. I don't think they really, like, I don't want to say disrespected CLG, but I feel like they probably assumed they could test CLG in a way that they most likely knew they weren't going to get hard punished for it. But CLG, I think they punished to a certain degree. I just didn't feel like they ever got enough for how much they ever punished them at all, even when they actually won things.
Yeah.
But Niski and Svenskeren, them as a mid jungle duo has been a treat to watch. I don't think there's as good as mid jungle duos in the NALCS as we've even seen. Wiggly and Power of Evil is mid jungle duo. Oh my goodness, that's just like, woo.
Didn't have a great game.
Yeah. Xmithy and Jensen's is noticeably bad. Like people even call it out as like noticeably bad. Then you have. Was it Demontes and Lyra's dad? Lyra can't even speak English, so it's non-existent.
And he can't even play League of Legends, but yeah.
Oh my god, why are you so mean to him? What did he do to you at night? What did he do to you? So bad.
I don't know. I just think he's not very good. He's just not good.
But with their mid jungle duo synergy, Svenskeren, he was able to take over the games at various points. There was something he mentioned with their mentality after they won the series, in which he said that they got a little overconfident. And I'm actually glad they got overconfident in that series. I'm actually glad they fixed that stuff because you don't want that happening in the finals. I'd rather them just get it all the way now. But they're gonna go to Worlds because I'd imagine that game 3. What if that game 3 was against like Griffin and they needed that game to get out of the group as like a tiebreaker game and they threw it against Griffin?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I would like them to get those games out of the way. It's fine to get those games out early on now. That way, like if they did it again, then I can actually fault them for it because I would be like, okay, you didn't fix this. You said you were, and then you didn't, and then you lost because you said you're going to do something and you didn't. So that's where I would actually get mad at.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, overall, I think those are the main things about that series. Definitely C9 mostly dominating a pretty strong CLG team. I mean, they're not pushovers, so I'm definitely looking forward to see C9 in the final, and I reckon they can beat TL. Spoiler alert. But yeah, moving on to the next series. From was it Sunday? Yeah, Sunday. Well, Sunday your time, yeah. Monday my time. Which was TL versus CG. And yeah, I think you'd be surprised at how tight this series was. It was pretty insane.
Hey, I gave CLG a game. You're like, I'm just kidding. I wanted to be that guy that gave CG a game. But like I said before, people get this weird thing where it's like best of ones will dictate how a team looks. And like I've always said, best of ones are completely different than best of fives. A team like
100%, yeah.
Yeah, like a team like Echo Fox last split got a game off TSM. Like best of fives show more and more preparation than best of ones.
Yeah,
that's just how it's always been.
Yeah, that's like I don't like the format of best of ones as well because it doesn't really show like which teams are better. I did prefer the best of three, but that's a conversation for another day. Um,
Yeah, I getting rid of that just made us all worse.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And
I really felt like we were gonna get better from that, and then
yeah,
no, you don't need that. You don't need to get better.
yeah. It's
What
a
the
weird thing.
heck?
It also affects drafting because like I think better drafting is seen over best of three series because you can change up picks and different sides and stuff. But yeah, it's kind of an annoying thing. But yeah, Clutch did definitely do a lot better than they were expected, and I think it was largely due to like a lot of lackluster performances by TL. I mean, their bot lane was pretty. Like I don't think Double Lift really, did much. Core JJ was really bad, like for what he usually is, and I rate him as the best player in the NLCS, and he
See, in G2's case, G2 would be like, okay, we're trolling. We don't really care too much about this. IG would probably say the same thing. In TL's case, I don't know if you can say you're trolling or
mm,
there was something Double have said in an interview where he was like, we kind of underestimated them. I don't know if that's the case here because there were some games, the games that Clutch won, they just straight up won. That wasn't
yeah,
because they were playing bad. They you just got beaten. Like
yeah,
when you're trolling, people like to. I hated that IG used that stupid excuse at in my side is everybody thinks that you can just be trolling and you lose. No, it's not how that works, guys. Literally, if you lose, you could just lose to lose. That's just like you can get beaten at video games. It's kind of a thing. I don't know where this trolling meme comes from, or like if you lose somehow you were trolling, but if you won, you're the better team because you were trolling. That doesn't
yeah,
make sense.
yeah, exactly, and yeah,
At
I
least you
think.
understand me.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. No, I think Clutch did perform really well, and definitely Demonte, Huni, Cody Sun all played quite well, but in the end they did lose, and I think it was largely due to Jensen, which I think he played absolutely out of his mind, particularly in those first three games. Really carried them. In the first game, I think he was like 6-0 at one point. Second game, even though they lost the second game, he was still performing really, really well. He was the only real member of TL who was showing up. And then game three again, he had a really big carry performance, all in the Akali. And then game four, they did lose, but again, he wasn't like awful. And then game five, he kind of entered. But again, he in those first three games, he really set the tone that he's a better mid laner than Debonte. He had a really, really awesome performance. And then just to kind of, I think the drafting in game five was really what let down Clutch. And I actually think game four, I think drafting also let down TL as they happened to pick Jace. As we saw the Jace do absolutely nothing for the entire game.
I was like, they just lost this game. Why is Impact playing Jace?
I
He's
actually,
not in his season. He's not season 3 SKT Impact. What the heck?
I
What?
was, I was
What?
watching, I was
He
watching the
somehow
game
went
with
to an alternate reality where he was in SKT again? What
which
the heck?
he went to an alternate reality where you could play picks that weren't tanks. Like, no way.
Oh my god. But sorry, dude. What were we gonna say before?
Yeah, yeah. So just on that pick, I was watching the game with a friend, and I was like, okay, TL's draft's actually quite good for early game here, and they actually probably could win through that. And they picked Jace, and I was like, all right, yeah, the game's over. TL's lost, and then the next series you pick Tristana top, and then you've lost because you picked Tristana top, and you have three AD carries on the same team, and it's
I
like,
think
what
that
are you doing?
Tristana top would have worked, but I don't know if this is just something that I see personally. Every time I see a Karma mid, that team loses.
Yeah, I didn't like it that game. I don't think it like I think it can work, but in that sort of comp, I just didn't really like it. I don't think it was that good.
They already
Yeah,
have two solo laners with escapes. Like, I
yeah.
don't even understand what it was kind of for.
You're never gonna win a
Like
team fight.
that, and you don't have a consistent source of magic damage on your team. Demonte performed
Mm.
really well on all the carry mid laners he was given. So in game 5, let's just give him the not carry mid laner so we
Yeah,
can just lose. I
very
thought they lost when
confusing.
they picked Karma. When they picked Karma, done. And then they had Lyra be the primary engager of game 5.
What are you doing?
I don't know if they went through mental fatigue because best of fives can be mentally straining, but they had just won game 4. I was like, they're all happy on the voice comms. I was like, okay, biggest upset's about to happen, and then TL picks. See, people say that the Sona Taric is what TL had to kind of come up and dig out of their bag of tricks to win. To be fair, they did play Sona Taric the best out of any team, so I don't know how do you see that? Like did they pull it out because they knew they were going to lose if they didn't, or did they pull it out because they knew that they could basically beat them with it?
Yeah, I think it was a good pick, but I think it was more just Tail was just a bit of a better team. I think experience came through in the end. Like I think they're just a kind of a better team than Clutch. Like Clutch aren't terrible, but I think yeah, I just think that last game, like yeah, there was a lot of drafting errors from Clutch, but that's my dog. It was definitely just Tail being that bit better in the ends. But yeah, I did like the Sona Tarek. I think it was good in that situation, particularly with the lack of kind of damage sources they have, because they had two like crit ADCs, and then you have Karma. It's a bit weird. I don't know. It's just a weird comp. I didn't like it.
I actually like that they picked a Sona Terra because I know people are saying that, oh, they only won because they picked that because Clutch beat them so badly. Nope. That is how you win as a team. That's how you strategically draft. You throw them something that they knew if they picked that, and if they knew if they let that win through, they would win the game.
Yeah.
That's Clutch's fault for not banning it, because they clearly banned it every single game up to that point. I was like, wait a minute, why are people saying that they're bad for picking something that they knew they would win with? And Sona Terra is busted if you don't smash the lane. That sounds like strategic drafting to me. I don't know. Bronze Reddit analysis. They'll say whatever they want, personally.
Yeah.
I think Clutch really... See, watching those games, I watched them over again, and I was trying to get a good read of them. They played super, how would I call it, antsy? Like, they were playing like they had to prove something in the early game of, like, games 1 and games 3 in which they lost. Like, they were just trying to make the aggressive move when they didn't need to. Like, Huni had the Azir top. He was really going aggressive, trying to make these big highlight plays. You had the bot lane trying to make these aggressive highlight plays. I'm like, God, you calm down. The series just started. You can have all the time for highlight plays. I felt like they really messed up things that they could have done in those games by them being either nervous or felt like they had to prove something.
Yeah. Again, they didn't do really much to stop Jensen, didn't they, in the first 3 games?
Not
I
even
mean,
close.
just...
They got absolutely destroyed. And giving him a Macaulay 3 games in a row probably
I don't
not a
understand
good
that.
idea.
I don't understand that. I don't understand
No,
how that happens.
I understand. You think if you give him this, you don't want to give him that much priority in the draft, because then you're telling yourself that he's just taking over the game with that pick, because doing that means that you're now sacrificing a ban on your side just for a pick that you, in theory, should be able to take care of. Like the Cork, who did Demonte play in those? Quenya, Corky, right? Karma. Who else did he play? Everything else he threw at him just didn't work. Silas, he played Silas, right?
I think he played him in one game.
Yeah, I just see, like, if you're a team like that, do you give him that much priority and that much respect in your draft to the point where you ban a Kali out?
Yes.
Or is it just that you're making that many mistakes to the point where it's like, okay, I'm making this pick more OP than what it has to be?
I think you have to ban it. I think it's really strong. Like I'd have
Right,
to.
you're always right.
I'd have to probably go back and like look at what their exact bans were, because I can't obviously remember their exact bans right now.
Because Lyra sucks. You're like, ew, Lyra.
Don't have the eidetic memory, but yeah, I think you probably ban it. But I don't know. Maybe you leave it up and then you have a planned counter pick. But you have to have something into it, because they clearly didn't really have an answer. And maybe that's Jensen just being a really good player, not as much the Akali. But again, like you put him on Silas and Corky, and he suddenly didn't look as good. On the Corky, he actually like literally entered. Like, he packaged.
He like flung himself. Oh my God.
He packaged under a tower into 2 people. Like, what are you doing?
That's not even somebody telling you to fight. He did that because he wanted to. If anybody tells me that was a team call, oh, you're just full of shit.
Yeah.
Exactly. He just wanted to package himself into a Sejuani and Tristana. Yeah. What?
Yeah. It's so confusing.
But Cloud9 end up, coming to the finals. I'm so happy for them.
Very excited.
Oh my goodness.
Very excited.
Oh man, I am so anxious to see their series.
This is what we've been waiting for. This is what we've been waiting for.
Should have been here last split, but hey, we take these summer splits where teams start throwing. All right, TL versus C9. Actually, it's even in the top lane, man. Impact versus Licorice.
I think Licorice is better.
I think he is, but Impact himself is really solid. I've seen Licorice just stomp Impact. So if there's a way in the draft where Licorice gets his counter and he stomps Impact, I'm not going to be surprised. I've seen Licorice do it countless times at this point.
Yeah,
But
100%.
I feel like Impact has improved enough to the point where he's gotten better than that, to the point where he won't get smashed, but he'll still be at a losing disadvantage. How do you feel about that?
Yeah. Licorice is probably just a bit better, but not in terms of actual play. Like I think Impact's a good player, but I think Licorice just has a bit more variety in his champ pool. I think Licorice can play tanks and carries as well as each other. Um, but Impact is a really solid player, and I think Impact's a really good shot caller as well. Knows how to use his TP well. But yeah,
I think
if
Licorice excels with just leaving the lane. I think like
mm,
when he knows he can do something with Svenskeren, like he just roams without his TP up, or he'll roam with it up, be already close to the team fight, so he doesn't even have to sacrifice his TP. Which I think is a very valuable thing because most people just sit there TP. He's like, okay, do it, peace out. I'm gonna help my team.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Moving the next matchup as well, like Svenskeren, I think he's better than Smithy.
This is gonna be a wash.
Yeah. I don't think Smithy is as bad at a domestic level, but I still think Svenskeren obviously won the MVP. I think he's a bit of a better player. He's played insane this split. I've really been impressed by his performances. I definitely think he will take the better of this matchup. He has a very good champ pool. He can play early game and scaling junglers as well. As he looked really good on the Sejuani, but he also looks really good on the Gragas or an other early game jungle like Rek'Sai or something like that. Um, so yeah, I'm interested to see this matchup. I think Sven will win it though. And then Niski Jensen. This is the big one. This is the big one because
Oh, it's all gonna come down to the mid lane.
Niski's been insane lately, but then Jensen's been insane as well, unless he's on Corky.
They're
But
both like one's like Ultra Instinct, the other one's like Mastered Ultra Instinct. It's like I don't know which is better at that point. It's because okay, so the edge for Cloud9 is their mid jungle duo synergy is better than TL's.
yes, definitely,
But
definitely.
then Xmithy can be smarter than Svenskeren at being at certain places at certain times. But then
Yes.
Xmithy faults himself by doing nothing. He can be a jungler that sits there and literally does nothing.
That is true. That is true.
But
Yeah.
Jensen can be the person that is doing something. They both sides are strong. I think that it's more or less so. I think if Niski loses this, it's because it's more on himself. Because I feel like he can beat Jensen.
Yeah,
The
definitely.
issue is that does he think he can beat Jensen? That's the thing. Because you can go in thinking that you're gonna beat LeBron James in a basketball game. Now
Oh,
the
I would.
question is, I wouldn't, but I'm destroyed. But the thing is that do you believe you can do it? Because the Cloud9 players go off a lot of confidence, a lot of good environment skills that make them play better in these big games. TL players are more like they're expected to be good, so they're going in thinking that they're going to just crush them automatically. The Cloud9 players have to believe that they can beat them. The issue is with Niski is that can he be able to beat Jensen and be able to do this consistently in multiple different games?
Definitely. I think he's got the capability. I think this is a chance for C9 to win. If they were going to win, I think out of the last couple of times that C9 has got to the final, we think of the TSM spring when Jensen forgot to press his Echo ulti, and
I'm still mad about that.
when TL swept C9 was yeah last year. I think this is the better chance. I think we're looking a lot better. I think Niski's looking insane. I think Sven's looking insane. I think Licorice is looking insane. I think Sneaky and Zaze are looking quite solid. Um, I think this is the chance, particularly for Niski as well, to step up and prove he's an amazing mid laner. But I think where TL definitely has an advantage is bot lane. I think Double Lift and Core JJ are better than Sneaky and
Yeah,
Zazel.
this is the thing is that C9 have a very strong C9's top side could take over, but I'm really, really worried about the bot side because even last finals and even in the spring 2018 quarterfinals when TL played, even when Doublelift had Olay, they still won the bot lane pretty convincingly.
Yeah, exactly. Like Double Lift had a bot with him and he's still winning pretty heavily. And it's very very nice performance by Double Lift in that in the quarterfinals, and then come the next one, the grand final, he also performed very well. I think there were a few actually other issues in those finals as well that actually C9 had, such as Blabber trying to fight every 2 seconds on a scaling comp. But Yeah, I think those are the highlights of the matchups. I think it's a really there's some incredible matchups all across the board. It's really cool to see that there's so many I iconic matchups such as Double versus Sneaky, such as Xmithy versus Svenskeren. So I'm really excited to see that.
I think if Zazon and Sneaky just don't
Die.
consistently feed. Yeah, because if they go even and they're not, and they can avoid getting dove, that's actually not bad because then the other guys can just facilitate them and elevate them to carry if need be.
Yeah.
Like people want to go into these series thinking that you have to be a star player to win. No, how about you just not die, be consistent, and then that's you because people need to understand you can also win with having weaker players. It's pretty much all about how you utilize them.
Exactly. Um, even
Because you look at like past world games, some of those teams have atrocious people, but they win because those weaker players are, as long as they're competent and get through the landing phase, it can work.
yeah, and I think you've seen this with like SKT. Like they don't, other than Faker, they didn't have like any like incredible star players. You know what I mean? Like yes,
Mm-hmm.
they did have, Bang was really really good, Wolf was really really good, but like the main advantage that they had is they worked so well as a team and they knew what they were doing. Their shot calling is insane. Like hearing on comms, they definitely had the best shot calling that I'd heard. Um, very very exact, and they know what they're talking about. So teamwork in the end is very very important, and I think C9 have really really good shot calling, but so do TL. So that is an interesting component to talk about because I think both teams have really good shot calling, really good macro, and yeah. In terms of the two teams' play styles, I think C9 are a very very early game focused team, and I think that's where they've struggled a bit against TL because TL are really good at shutting out early game teams. So it's can C9 really overcome a team as
Oh,
dominant as TL in the early game, and I think that's been seen in a lot of their past series.
it's weird because they did 2-0 TL in the regular season, but I think people might be overrating that because obviously
Mm,
it's regular season, guys. Please don't overrate that. It's like best of ones, and you kind of factor in this is now a best of five in which we're going to get to see more of their styles consistently. I think of this as like, do you remember when Rocks Tigers were a team with Peanut and Kuro and
hmm
Prey and Gorilla? Remember how, because I kind of compare, like the C9 playstyle that they have is similar to what that is,
mm,
but SKT, whenever they face SKT, SKT knew how to control that because their
hmm
players were not only good, but their players knew how to control that style. Like they never got ran over by the Rocks Tigers because the good players that you have are able to hold off the aggressive play style. And that's why I always think the TSM is kind of a villain to Cloud9 because the aggressive play style can get countered if your other stable laners are able to hold them off. And that would come into their macro, obviously being in question too, because the aggressiveness can work. It depends on how aggressive, how like it's smart aggression their thing because you don't want
mm.
just random aggression where you're just flashing over walls and Alistar
Blabber.
coming people. No, no, God! If you're throwing Blabber for his game, I'm clicking off my computer. Just
Not
play
much
Sven
now.
Scare in the whole series.
No, 100%.
Uh,
But yeah,
it depends. It depends. Like I understand play their aggressive play style. I would prefer if they just did that. Don't be trying no other play style you haven't been showed all season. Don't be doing that. Oh hell no. Oh god.
no,
Imagine if they start playing like 1-3-1 scaling comps. Ew, gross.
beautiful. I love it. I think another key factor is the drafting. I think it's really be really an important factor of the series. And again, like TL and C9, you saw the matches, the series we have lost against them in the past have been a lot due to drafting. Reaper suddenly decides Twitch is good, and I don't understand why he picked it 2 games in a
Why are
row.
you
I don't.
so mad? You feel
I,
so mad today, and like I regressed all my anger to this moment.
and you've seen in key matchups across the last few years that Reaper's picked Zed for Niski last year, and that lost us a game. He had a weird comp into Vlad against TSM as well in Game 5. I think that was more due to play, but yeah. There's been a lot of drafts against in major matchups that C9 have had that you've gone like, why?
The
Um,
Fnatic series where you picked Echo into Victor.
yeah, that was beautiful. That really worked out. But yeah, just some weird picks. So I think drafting is huge. I think Reaper's a really really good coach when he uses his brain.
Oh my god.
Because then, he does his brain check, I think he's really. I think he's the best coach if he, does those really good drafts. Because sometimes he has some insane drafts. Actually, a real good example. Probably the best example is Game 5 WE versus C9, and instead of banning Galio, he decides to ban Rumble.
Oh my
Which
god.
is a very interesting choice that happened to lose us that series and not have us go into the semifinals first, beat Samsung. But yeah.
Why? Why are you so mad?
No,
Just
but
winning all. I've been wanting to just unleash on him. No, I
yes.
actually, my biggest hated draft he ever did was. Remember how we faced Team World Elite and we literally could have beaten them, but they didn't
Oh.
ban the goddamn Galio or Kog'Maw. The series was over. They won. It was done.
So
I was like, okay, I'm getting mad too.
yeah, he makes some weird mistakes. But then on the other hand, it's weird because it's kind of a there's a saying for this. I can't remember, like when they're really good, but then they're also really bad at the same time. I can't remember.
You gotta know when to hold them and know when to fold them. No, I'm
Yeah,
just kidding.
yeah, right, yeah. We'll go with that one. We'll go with that one. But yeah, he has some insane drafts at the same time. Again, highlighted in the TSM C9 series during spring. His first 3 games, I think the drafts were fantastic. I think it was really good. Really got some good engage to set up early game. So I hope I see that against TL. I hope I see some really good drafting from Reaper, and I hope that leads us to a victory, which I think we should talk about now. What's your predictions for this series?
Oh man. Oh man. Oh dang, it's all the marbles right here. I think I mean I would honestly feel disappointed because I remember going to that TSM series in spring and we got there and C9 were just absolutely just fisting TSM to death. And then my friends are like, dang, do we all just drive all the way out here just to see a 3-0? Because to be fair, you are going to the finals to see a good series. For the people, I would say I would want 3-2 because obviously you'd want to see a good finals. But if it's for me, my own prediction, seeing TL's form and do I think TL can improve after I just saw them less than 7 days ago? I'll say Cloud9 wins 3-1.
Oh my god, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, 3-1. Yeah, for the people, I want them 3-2. For the people who are gonna go to Detroit, I want you guys to have a good series to watch because obviously they don't get League of Legends like I can, which is like 2 hours away from me. You guys can get 3-2, but my actual prediction is 3-1
for the boys.
I think, yeah, I think that people are gonna think I'm biased anyway. It's whatever. I mean, I it's only so much I can justify, but I feel like Cloud9's form is good. I feel like they could have been in the finals last split. It's okay. Things happen. I feel like it's time to reclaim our throne as the NA Kings and then get destroyed at Worlds with no gauntlet.
So I cannot wait for it to come down to Game 5 and for Doublelift to accidentally use his flash and flash into C9 and for Svenskeren to easily walk in and pick up the kill. Getting our revenge on that, how do I describe him? Big-headed loser.
God.
And leading to a C9 victory. I cannot wait to see if he's laughing then when C9 takes back the domestic title and beats TL 3-2. And I'm very excited to tune in on Monday morning for me and see us get our first title in 5 years. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see the look on Doublelift's face. And even Jensen, who has left C9, and see if that was a very good choice for him now. And I'm very excited for... Oh, who do you reckon I will be MVP if C9 wins? That's actually a good question.
If they win the series MVP? Oh man, a combination of between the top side because I like the bot lane boys, but there's no way they're going to be MVPs in the series right now. Their form has to improve. They got to improve on a lot. I would say either Sven or Licorice because I feel like Licorice, what he showed in that CLG series was just so good to the point where I feel like if they just give him enough resources, because Doublelift said today in this new podcast that Riot did called The Q, Doublelift said that he doesn't think Licorice can carry a game. What? What the did we watch? What? Oh god, my brain actually exploded. He said something about Sven Skaren not being better than X Smithy. Oh yeah, real. Okay, after that I was like, okay, dude, you're gonna get destroyed.
Speak for yourself, buddy. You can't carry a game. You get carried by Core JJ every game. You idiots.
Like, that's
Jesus.
why I was like, what? I like Double If. I don't hate the guy, but hey, man, you're kind of talking shit out of your ass right now. Like, come on, dude. Licorice can't carry a game. Come on, dude. I like that. That's clearly not true.
I'm gonna go with a weird choice. I know it sounds weird, but it's Niski. I think it will be because and I think you saw this last season. I think if you're gonna beat Tail, you have to beat Jensen because I think he is, um, in my opinion, the second best player in their team next to Core JJ. But I think Niski's going to have to beat Jensen in order to win this match. So, and if we do win, I think Niski will beat Jensen. So, and I think you saw that TSM in the TSM TL series during spring. I think Bjergsen had a massive performance throughout the whole series. So,
Yeah.
in order to win, I think Nissi's going to have to really perform, and I think Bjergsen performed. So, yeah.
I just really hope the bot lane is just stable. Don't try any of these big flashy highlight plays. I swear to God, if I see Zazel, Alistar flashing over a wall and missing, because I've seen that happen before in competitive games.
If I see an
I'm
Ezreal pick, I swear I'm going to shoot myself.
Game 5, he locks in the Sivir and he uses the pizza skin. That'd be pretty cool, though. I want to see that.
I don't actually. Wait, is it? It's on 9.15, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm pretty
yeah,
sure.
Yeah. I think Sivir's still alright then. Sivir's only good with Yumi though. Like Sivir's not really a consistent.
Did they nerf Yumi?
They nerfed Yumi and Sivir. I don't know why they nerfed Sivir. She's pretty shit. Like she's only good with Yumi. Like it doesn't. Riot doesn't know what they're doing in terms of.
In terms of anything.
Yeah.
Riot's just a bunch of dummies.
Yeah, they're pretty much just as brainless as Lyra.
Oh my god! What did Lyra do to you?
Played League of Legends.
Oh my god! When you said Doublelift wasn't going to use his flash, I immediately thought of that Misfits TSM game where he literally was Clan Kog'Maw and didn't flash at a Gragas running at him. I was like, oh my god, dude! Use your F button.
I just realised there's something we haven't completely forgot to talk about. Third versus fourth. CG versus CLG. We haven't
Why
actually.
does CLG
talked
even
about...
load into the game? Why even go on? Why disgrace yourself even more?
Probably don't have time for like a full rundown of the game and stuff. We can probably do a quick.
Oh, it's up to you. I got all the time in the world.
Yeah, why not? Let's do a quick rundown of the teams.
All right,
And
let's do
predictions.
macro. Let's try macro first for both of them. Because if they have any, I think CG is like Cloud9. They have the weaker players and the same play style, except CLG is like TL with worse players. Both of these teams are worse than the people that are in the finals.
Yeah, a lot worse. If you're CLG, I think CG's better at drafting. I think that's probably a key. CLG are like more of a staple draft, like they'll go normal picks, but CG can throw a lot of random crap around, and I think that's really, really impactful in a best of 5 series. I think CLG is still pretty good. I think their players are probably a bit better than that of CG. But overall, I think just CG's drafting and stuff will be a bit too much for CLG, and I think they'll pick up a 3-2 win.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 3-0.
Whoa.
Yeah,
you
for
haven't
CG.
had a 3-0
Yeah.
yet.
I haven't. Oh yeah, I haven't had. I was. You were close. You were really close that one time last week. But I think I don't know. I think it would be a 3-1. But knowing what I just saw out of these guys, CG. I mean, Hootie's been playing really well. Cody's son's been playing really well. Vulcan's been surprisingly really well. People just completely forget about him, like in everything he's doing in the game. Lyra is. I know you hate the guy, but Lyra is playing a lot better. That's good thing.
Okay, I can't disagree with that. Okay.
Damonte's been playing really well. I think that for CLG's side of it, what CLG are we going to see? The one that stands there and does nothing, or the CLG that does something in the early game?
Think about it this way, though. CG are probably, they're worse than C9. And C9 beat CLG 3-1. So will CG beat CLG 3-0?
Oh, you're trying to 200 IQ mind game me. Oh my god.
I'm 5,000 IQing mind gaming you, man.
Yeah. I think drafting, also, it's the same thing. Those are clutch. Which clutch draft are we going to get? The draft with the drafts that we got all split, regular split, where Zed bot lane was a thing. Because CLG, they tend to draft very safely. They don't really draft anything super out of the ordinary, is what I can think of. The most out of the ordinary thing to them in terms of drafting is having your mid and top.
And that just worked out great for them, dude.
That was the most surprise. Why would you do that? He can't speak English.
Don't know how to play the game.
Mid is, oh my lord. I forget though. CLG's bot lane is actually really strong right now too.
Yeah, definitely. I think they're pretty good. Definitely better than Cody Sun and Vulcan as well. But I'll still give CG the edge. I think they're just a bit better currently.
I think I'm gonna give CG the edge. I'm gonna say 3-0.
All right.
I think this is a pretty quick. I think it's a pretty quick third place match. I love me some silver scrapes in 5 games, but CLG, you're not as good as people are making you out to be. Ruin third pro top laner. Come on, Riot. Come on. Really? Huni played better than Ruin.
I think Ruin had a pretty good split, but I don't think he's performed in playoffs. That's my argument.
Third all pro team? Like,
yeah, I think
that implies like he's third best in the league. Come on. I think Haunter played better than him. I think Huni played better than he did.
Haunter? Really?
Yeah, I feel like Haunter played really well. But obviously, Golden Guardians is best hope at life is winning an LCS game.
They're actually coming out to Australia for the Melbourne Esports Open. That's pretty cool.
Are you gonna go see him?
I'm very busy with schoolwork, so probably not.
No.
Yeah, I wish I could.
Go see them. Just right when you're in the middle of school, just leave and just be like, I'm gonna go watch a League of Legends team.
Yeah. It's the OPL Grand Final as well, which is would be kind of bad because they're all really bad.
Oh my god, dude, I have a guilty pleasure. I actually watched the OPL. I don't know why. It's just so bad.
Their drafting's not very good. That's the only thing.
Dude, if Tortoros looked at one of the best supports in the league, there's a problem here.
Well, anyway, I think that ends off. No, it's fine. All good. Happy to talk about anything really. But yeah. I'm really looking forward to the game. I think it's going to be really good. Also looking forward to seeing CG versus CLG. It might be an interesting series.
Yeah, I like me some third place matches. They're not the worst thing ever.
Does that have Worlds implications?
It has gauntlet implications, so whoever wins gets the higher seeding.
Okay, yeah, that's actually important then. So I'm actually excited to watch that as well, because that will be impact on who TSM loses to first.
You just had to throw it in there last minute. I'm gonna get him.
Shout out to my main man Matt, who's a TSM fan. Looking forward to the gauntlet.
How is he even walking around without a mask on?
Nah, he's just saying gauntlet. So our run. We'll see about that, buddy. But yeah, really good weekend to look forward to watching these teams play, and yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
A rundown of predictions. C9 3-1 for me, and then for CG, I'm gonna say 3-0.
All right.
Bye CLG, you're done.
3-2 C9 wins, takes the first seed going into Worlds, and wins Worlds.
Gosh.
Probably won't do that. Maybe you never know.
Fnatic got quarters, semis. And then that 1 year, they got finals. So I'm saying Cloud9's going to make the finals, and they're going to beat SKT in the finals.
Yeah, Niski's going to clap Faker.
But yeah. He should tweet that. Oh my god. Fucking hilarious.
First of all, we're going to beat 3-2. We're going to beat 3-2.
Okay, no. 2-2. We have to beat RNG first. No, because top is better. Top is better than RNG, though. Yeah. I would say... Yeah, beat Top. Top is really good. Holy crap.
I don't think RNG will make the...
Could you imagine if Fun plus Phoenix are in Cloud9's group? That'd be such a fun group.
That'd be cool. It'd be fun, It's fun.
That'd be fun. I want to see Fun plus Phoenix face Cloud9 and have us just get absolutely murdered by them. Doinby's going to switch to Top for one game and just be like, okay. You hate Doinby, don't you? You're a Doinby hater.
He's cool. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Other players you're just out here hating for.
No, he's cool. He's no Leroy.
All right. Okay. All right. Oh my god.
Packing it up. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe and comment on my channel, and obviously over at Way of Life Esports as well.
Link down below in the description.
Yep, for my amazing channel. It's the best. You can't.
Best ever.
It's the
Are you
best
doing
channel.
patch notes again?
Oh, I'm doing Hedgie's patch notes rundown.
Are you lying to me?
No, I don't. I do Hedgie's patch notes rundown. Every patch that comes
you're
out.
Supposed to say yes.
Oh wait, yeah, I'm lying. I don't do patch rundown. No, I don't. Pretty sad, honestly. But yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next podcast next week where we talk about C9 winning, and we'll preview some
Wait,
LCK.
what do you want to preview?
Probably
LCK.
LCK. Probably LCK.
You don't like Europe, do you?
I just don't know too much about it. Like, I know more about the LCK, so I think it'll be better
Okay.
to talk about.
Do you watch the LPL?
No, not too much. I know some players. I know some players, but like, yeah.
The LCK it is. I can't wait to see SKT lose the sandbox. I'll just close out with that.
Yes. All right. Awesome.
See you guys later. Bye.
Thank you for watching.